Today, we're covering a breaking story out of Smithtown, Long Island, that raises serious concerns about political corruption, intimidation, and the integrity of local elections right inside the Republican Party. Let's set the scene. Ed Wehrheim, the incumbent town supervisor of Smithtown, New York, a Republican who has served in this leadership role since 2018, he is a longtime figure in local politics with strong establishment ties. Then you have Rob Trotta, a sitting Suffolk County legislator, also a Republican. He's known as a vocal critic of corruption, even within his own party, and is running to challenge Wehrheim for the town supervisor seat in the GOP primary. And then there's Joshua Smith, the boyfriend of Wehrheim's daughter. He's not an elected official, but his close personal connection to the supervisor has put him at the center of a scandal. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. So Joshua Smith was arrested for allegedly stalking, menacing, and harassing Rob Trotta, Wehrheim's political challenger, just days before the GOP primary. So starting on June 16th, police said Smith began a 3-night harassment campaign. He reportedly drove past Trotta's house late at night, revving up his engine, flashing his lights, and damaging Trotta's campaign signs. But it didn't stop there. Smith is accused of returning multiple times, creating fear not just for Trotta, but for his family and his neighbors. Trotta immediately reported the harassment to the police. Law enforcement responded seriously, and they set up a license plate reader outside Trotta's home, and wouldn't you know it, Smith was creeping down the block, made a right, cut the lights, and was caught red-handed during one of these late-night intimidation runs. Josh Smith was arrested on Monday, June 23rd, facing charges of stalking and harassment.
Well, the update is, with the incident that happened in my house, there was an arrest made. Tonight I was advised by the police commissioner. I was advised that it is, in fact, the supervisor's daughter's boyfriend. I was advised that it's a ongoing investigation. It's not complete, and that contrary to what the press release that the supervisor put out, that it was in fact someone close to his family, and it was in fact someone very close to his organization. So it's an ongoing investigation. I think we're going to move on with actually the real reason we're here, and that is, quite honestly, the issues that are involving this election and the what I call the referendum on whether you want high-density housing or not.
Let's clarify why this is a bombshell. Ed Wehrheim isn't just some local figure. As town supervisor, he controls everything from zoning to budgets in Smithtown. It's a position with enormous power over local businesses, developments, and services. Rob Trotta isn't an outsider Democrat. He's a Republican lawmaker at the county level known for being a watchdog against political corruption, including calling out his party's leadership. Trotta has long accused Wehrheim of cronyism, backdoor deals, and mismanagement. And Joshua Smith, while technically a private citizen, is romantically linked to the very person who stands to lose if Trotta wins. He's Wehrheim's basically son-in-law. Now, here's where it gets even more questionable. Wehrheim's campaign initially put out a half-hearted statement denying any involvement and claiming that they condemn harassment. They said that the campaign was focused on campaign issues and not distractions. Really? And when asked directly about Joshua Smith, the boyfriend of his daughter, Wehrheim claimed that he was unaware of the details, but he would get to the bottom of it after the election. That's deflection. This story is not just a local dispute. It highlights a larger issue within Republican establishment politics. This kind of old boys club mentality that pushes out reformers and silences challengers. Rob Trotta represents the grassroots anti-corruption wing of the Republican Party, the kind of candidate who wants transparency, accountability, and an end to political favoritism. My kind of guy. And what happens? His opponent, Ed Wehrheim's daughter's boyfriend, is caught on camera allegedly trying to intimidate him and his family days before voters head to the polls. This isn't about left versus right or Ed versus Rob. This is about right versus wrong. And if Republicans don't clean house within our own party, locally, statewide, and nationally, we will lose the moral authority to criticize the corruption of the left. And let's not ignore the weak response from Wehrheim. I'll look into it after the election. That's political speak for, let's just sweep this thing under the rug, make it go away. At the end of the day, this story is about more than one election. It's about whether voters are going to allow intimidation, corruption, and dirty politics to prevail. And guess what? Dirty politics prevailed in this case.
Candidates declaring victory tonight in primary elections in both Smithtown and Huntington. Our crews have been live throughout the night tracking the results. We start in Smithtown with our Kurt Semder, who's at campaign headquarters for the incumbent, Ed Wehrheim. Kurt, good evening.
And Joe, this definitely was one of those campaigns and a race that got ugly at times, stalking accusations as well as even an arrest. But in the end here, after much of the vote has been counted, Smithtown Town Supervisor Ed Wehrheim declaring victory in the GOP primary just a short time ago over County Legislator Rob Trotta. Now, Wehrheim, the incumbent, will now move on to November in the general election with a chance to serve as a third-term supervisor here in Smithtown. He says he plans to continue the work that he has done so far here in that role, including improving the town's infrastructure, creating new housing, and ensuring that the town remains fiscally responsible.
I firmly believe that what resonated with residents is the fact we ran a positive campaign, and we ran it on our merits on what we've done in office since 2018.
Now, as for Legislator Trotta, he did speak with us this evening, and he says that he tells News 12 they fell short, but that's okay. That's what democracy is. He also mentions that he did reach out to the town supervisor to congratulate him on the win.
So what do you think? Should Supervisor Wehrheim be held accountable for the actions of someone this close to his family? Should the Republican Party in Suffolk County and across the country do more to root out this kind of political corruption? Let me know in the comments. And if you value transparency, accountability, and honest commentary, please make sure you like and subscribe, as it really helps support the channel. And tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.